Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today we're doing the new arrival video for June 23rd, 2023. And almost no restocks, and I still have an entire row worth of records to show you guys. They're really pumping them out this summer. A lot of good releases, actually, though. A lot of audiophile records and actually just like catalog type stuff that should have been in print for years but wasn't. But let me start off with telling you about some pre-orders. A few big ones were announced this week. The first three actually came out a little while back, but they were exclusive to the label. There are three of the jazz dispensary titles that are, one of them, Johnny Hammond's Gears, is an absolute killer record. I highly recommend it. Pure a pleasure, do enjoy us, and Azimuth Telecommunication. All of them are great records. They're all analog, cut by Kevin Gray. They're reasonably priced, $30 range. But that Johnny Hammond Gears, fantastic record. Very difficult to get. It's a couple hundred or more when you actually do find a copy. And as many copies of that record as I ran into, I don't think I've ever found one that's like near mint. It's not an easy record to get clean. Two new tone poets, Lee Morgan's Infinity and Duke Pearson's The Right Touch, coming out August 4th. Actually, all of these so far coming out August 4th. MoFi, kind of right out of left field, announced a new Miles Davis title. They're doing 7 Steps to Heaven on Super Vinyl. 33 RPM, Super Vinyl. They just say it's slated for the summer. I know a lot of people are like, well, Analog Productions did an all analog one. This is DSD. And I see what a lot of people are saying. Analog Productions did a killer job on that title. But all I could help think of is how good, say for an album here or there, but as a whole, how great they, how good of a job they did with the Miles Davis catalog. Almost every record that they released on MFSL is like the definitive version of those albums. And even people who are not fans of Mobile Fidelity at this point have come out and like, oh yeah, they did a good job with the Miles Davis stuff. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they could do with this. I think it'll be a fun shootout to do. I would imagine the guys at MoFi would be cognizant of that particular pricing. When I was there, they were very, they're in tune with other stuff. They have a lot of records. Like when I did the Michael Jackson Thriller, when I went there, when we listened to that, they had multiple copies strewn, around. So I feel like this is something they would have heard, they would have listened to. I'm curious how this pans out. This is a, there's been a couple of titles in the past, the Muddy Waters Folk Singer, for instance, where it didn't do, wasn't my favorite copy. I preferred the Analog Productions, but I'm looking forward to this one. They've done a killer job with the Miles Davis stuff. I love Super Vinyl, so let's see. It'll be fun. Let me show you some records, but first I want to show you, look at this. This is the new, I figured I don't really ever show stuff like this, but I had the Groove Washer kit made with the In-Groove logo on it. So there's a laser etched In-Groove logo on the handle. And actually I use these. If I get like a really dirty or really greasy record, rather than contaminating my ultrasonic water on the cleaners, I will hit it. I've got one of these and have for years next to my ultrasonic cleaners. I'll take the really dirty, really greasy records and I'll pre-clean them with this. You can clean it only with this, but I'll pre-clean it with this and put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. But with this one, you have this beautiful In-Groove logo, and it's got this wonderful hype sticker on the front that says Custom Edition, the In-Groove. Okay. Barbra Streisand. I think I would ever in my entire lifetime be showing you guys a new Barbra Streisand record. But here it is, 2023, the new Barbra Streisand, live in 1962. So this is a really early concert for her. It's a 2 LP set. It's on Impex. So who cut this? I'd have to check into it. Not that it really matters because it's only been done once on vinyl, right? But it's a live concert, right? Live concert, Greenwich Village, New York, 62. Very young Barbra, you can see there. I'm a big Impex fan, and I'm going to end up getting this just because I collect the label. This could be theoretically good. I'm not a Barbra Streisand fan. I mean, this looks really well done, like all Impex stuff. Real thick cover, really nice graphics. But, yeah. She's doing Crimea River. Yeah, I mean, it's My Name is Barbara. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll give it a listen to. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Barbra Streisand aficionado, but we'll give it a listen to at least once. The new Blue Note Classic series. This is kind of cool because they did a more modern title on Blue Note. Shades of Blue, Mad Lib. 2 LP set, Blue Note Classic. Of course, the later stuff that was recorded digitally is not all analog, but I believe it's still cut by Kevin Gray, right? Almost positive it's still cut by Kevin Gray. It just uses the original source, which in a lot of the more modern cases are hip hop would be digital. The new half-speed master of Rough Mix by Pete Townsend, Ronnie Lane, Pete Townsend, Rough Mix, and what a killer Who record this would have made. This is an absolute phenomenal record. Kind of sounds a little dated at this point, but I love that 80s dated sound. You know, a lot of the Lindsey Buckingham stuff from the 80s kind of has that very 80s sound. So does this. I would love to see Pete Townsend live. I would love to hear him perform some of these records or some of these tracks. But what a killer record. Actually, I like pretty much all of his solo stuff at that point in the 80s. It was great. The Modern Jazz Quartet, the Montreux Years. This is a 2 LP set, official release by BMG. The finest performances from the 5 legendary concerts. Rare and previously unreleased material. From Claude Knob's private collection. 180 gram with liner notes. Okay. The new Verve series, all analog, cut by generally Ryan Smith. I didn't look in this case, but it's a safe bet. It's probably Ryan Smith. Tip-on style jacket. Billie Holiday, Songs for Distinguished Lovers. Actually, I feel like this, they used a lot of classic parts on some of these. Or, you know, in even one case they used for the Ray Charles, they used Kevin Gray's old parts. This is possibly a Bernie Grundman part. I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm going to have to look that up. But they might have reused the I feel like this was done for Classic Records, and they might have reused that part. But one of the two. I want to say it'd be probably Bernie or Ryan Smith. Really stoked about this one. One of my favorite, probably my top 10 favorite jazz records, and that is Sonny Rollins' Way Out West. This is a box set called Go West, and rather than putting out a heavy by itself, such as, for the contemporary series, Way Out West is, it's like Art Pepper meets the rhythm section and Way Out West. Those would be the 2 biggest titles on contemporary. So what they did here, if you want the all analog cut by Bernie Grundman Way Out West, is you've got to get the box set, which is Way Out West, Sonny Rollins and the Contemporary Leaders, great records, and contemporary alternate takes. So these are alternate takes from the 2 albums, I believe. Yeah, Way Out West. Yeah, this is exactly what it is. It's alternate takes from both of those records. It's really a cool box. I opened it. I've already listened to it. It sounds fantastic. I listened to the first 2. I didn't listen to the outtakes yet. It's got this foil printed snakeskin textured box. The first 2 jackets inside the actual albums are like nice thick Stoughton jackets. The 3rd disc is a little cheaper of a jacket. The alternate takes, they didn't give you as deluxe of a jacket. But sounded fantastic. Who knows, maybe they'll do Way Out West by itself, but probably not. But the box set is great. More box sets, actually. Let's make some space, stick that over there. Okay. Charles Mingus, the complete 1970s Atlantic studio recordings. So we've got 7 discs. You've got Mingus Moves, 3 or 4 Shades of Blue. You got an outtake disc, changes 1, 2, Cumbia and Jazz Fusion, Me, Myself, and I, Something Like Bird. A lot of these are actually really good. I actually dig the changes 1 and 2. Really good record. I'm wondering the details on this. The box set doesn't have a hype. It's a little short of details. It's reasonably priced for what it is. But yeah, the 1970s Mingus. Okay, this is kind of one that threw me for a loop. This is stuff that should be in print. Hasn't been for a while, but now I kind of know why. These are the new Capitol issued Aerosmith records. Remastered from the original source tapes. Aerosmith has been on Columbia for decades and decades and decades. I don't know why the switch to Capitol. These are mastered by Ryan Smith at Sterling Sound. And you know, it mentions remastered from the original source tapes. Man, why would you send Ryan Smith a digital file when you can send him the... These could be all analog. I'm going to have to research that, but the hype sticker leaves a little to be desired. Remastered from the original source tapes. But if there's anybody that can cut, obviously, from the original analog master, it'd be Ryan Smith. But they're doing a whole reissue campaign on the Aerosmith catalog, Toys in the Attic. Even if it is digital, chances are Ryan's going to do a killer job at that. Get Your Wings is another one. Same hype sticker. Night in the Ruts. All right, soundtrack to Scott Pilgrim Versus the World. This is a red vinyl variant. Erykah Badu, she was here last week. Limited Shades of Purple Vinyl Series. Return of the Ankh on Motown. I feel like this is something that should have been here for the whole, time I've been open, but the soundtrack too, Saturday Night Fever. Like, why hasn't this been in print? I mean, that record is a banger. I mean, I love Saturday Night Fever. I'm actually was at dinner the other night talking about it with Angel. I'm like quoting parts of the movie, and she's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, I gotta watch that again. 2 LPs on silver colored vinyl with a silver foil cover, and this is, wow, this is good. I'm guessing my wife took one of these. You've got all various tunes from Disney movies. Under the Sea, Beauty and the Beast, Circle of Life, Reflection, Once Upon a Dream. I mean, from really everything. All the way from Steamboat Bill, from Steamboat Willie, all the way to Nobody Like You, from Turning Red. Encanto, Moana. So yeah, that's pretty cool. These Disney records, they don't really do well online, but the kids always have a way of finding these when they're in the store, and their parents end up buying them for them. Soundtrack to Moana, which is smart. You want to get your kids into records. Little Feat, Sailing Shoes. This is the triple set. Let's see, Lacquer's Cut by Bernie Grundman. I wonder if these are analog like the live album was. Let's see, original album, recut from, that's pretty much analog, right? 1972 classic album, recut from the original master tapes. But then you've got a concert, and then you've got the previously unreleased demos and outtakes. I'd be almost positive the way that's worded that the album itself is analog and the bonus stuff is not. Dixie Chicken, let's see, that's reworded. That's worded the same way. So, Lacquer's Cut by Bernie Grundman. So more than likely those first 2 discs are all analog. Okay, so I got part of this in, but they're doing the 24 nights. There's a box set of this, which I probably have towards the end of the week on the website. Box sets sometimes ship a little slower. And then they're breaking up a lot of the pieces inside the box into kind of themes. This is the orchestral triple disc. This is the rock themed triple disc with, Shot the Sheriff, White Room, Tearing Us Apart, Cocaine, Wonderful Tonight, Layla. Then you've got the blues, which is a double, with the blues tunes from the box. And I feel like there's something missing. And then, of course, the box set. Restock. This is the only restock, and it's only a couple discs. I highly recommend this. Like I said, the last time I showed it to you when it was out of print, it was a couple, $200-300 record. This is Miles Davis in person at the Black Hawk. This is Friday and Saturday night. It's a double. Really good. Got a restock of the Patricia Barbara One Step of Nightclub. And yeah, that was it from Impex. Okay. Pretty much the rest of this is new arrivals. The Alarm Forwards. And this is the green vinyl variant. The other one was a white vinyl variant. La La Land soundtrack. Piece of masking tape on it. Toy Story. Toy Story favorites. Picture disc. From ORG, Rosemary Clooney and Perez Pedro. This is number 383. These were, I believe this was all analog, cut by Bernie Grumman from the master tape. I'd have to check the hype sticker. I'm going to show you this. I'm almost positive it is sold out because of the restock notification. You have the ability on anything that's sold out, which I get restocks 2-3 times a week, put a text message restock notification, and the minute it comes back in stock, you'll get a one-time ding on your phone. It'll tell you. The minute I received these in, and I had a lot of them, I sold most of them. That is the Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream. I do have about 10 of these that have minor corner dings that I did not put on the website, so if you are local, you can come in. If you can, check it out, I put them in the bin. You can get one with a tiny corner ding if that doesn't bother you. Normally I would send them back, but these have been so difficult to get the last couple of years, I figured I'd give the locals a shot if you missed it to come in. But restock notification, very handy feature on the website. What do we got here? Oh, look at this. It's King Wizard Lizard Gizzard. Ice, death, planets, lungs, mushrooms, and lava. Yes, yes, yes. It wouldn't be a new arrival video without at least a Neil Young or King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard release. This is on the Lucky Rainbow Wax variant. Roger Beckons. Ooh, what is this? Cameroon urban music. Let's see. Oh yeah, this looks pretty good. I want to hear some Cameroon urban music from 1989. They're a little behind the times with that cover art. Kind of looks like this is from the late 70s. New album, I believe, by Willie Nelson. First time on LP. Nope. Old album. First time on LP by Willie Nelson. Oh, 21 years old. I'm close. New, 21 years old. I feel like 2001 was just 2002 was just yesterday. So yeah. The Great Divide. We have a box set. Oh, this is actually going to be popular. This is an Enya box set. This includes Oceans, Clouds, and Stars. I believe this came out on CD originally. I don't know if it's ever been out on vinyl. I'm pretty positive I've seen this on CD. Sometime in the 90s anyways. A Box of Dreams. Enya stuff is another artist that really should have their catalog in print. I get asked for it a lot, but it's like sometimes I'll see the greatest hits, but that's it. I listened to part of this, and this was choice. This is the first ever reissue of the super rare, I don't know what the rest of that says. I mean, I'll botch that up so bad, you guys won't even know. But let's see here. This is a hypnotic mix of funk, Afrobeat, and Latin fever. This was really good. This is on the Acid Jazz label, and a lot of the stuff on that label is actually quite good. But look at that cover. I mean, you look at that and you're like, yeah, I want to give that a listen to. All right. We've got, oh boy, King Wizard and the Gizzard Lizard. This is live at Red Rocks, 2002. The way they're pumping these things out, I'm waiting for them to I'm going to be looking at records that are live from Phoenix, June 1st, to where they're turning them out a week later. Jennifer Lopez, oh man, On the 6th. I think this was her first album. I'll just show you guys that there. 1999. That's Jennifer Lopez. Okay, moving along. Ryuichi Sakamoto. This is Music for Film. I believe this was an import. Magic Yellow Edition. Double LP on transparent yellow with black splatter vinyl. This record has been manufactured without shrink wrap. Interesting. But it has an obi that tells you that. I like that. That's good. All right, Danzig 777. This is the split color with splatter of vinyl variant. We've got some Nucleus, Snake Hips, etc. Actually, I've never seen this particular Nucleus record. I've got a few of them in my collection. I do like the band. This is Elastic Rock. We have the Ennio Morricone soundtrack to Money. This looks like an Italian import. I love Ennio. I try to bring in all of his soundtracks when I can, and they actually sell really well. So, Salute. This is the indie import of 11. The Ohio Players, Pain. This is on Westbound. Kind of got them like looking at it, like thinking maybe this was Friday Music. No, this is a Westbound release. Some more Nucleus. I actually got this record. It's pretty good. We'll talk about it later. I actually like this record as well. I love disco though, but this is George McRae, Rock Your Baby. A big hit on this, Rock Your Baby, right? This is actually, I think this was KC from KC and the Sunshine Bands. I think this was his first big hit. I feel like the hit he had on this was like pre any Sunshine Band stuff. I might be wrong on that, but it's really early for him for sure. Odie, the debut album. Fear Factory. Mechanize. Nuclear Blast. T-Model 4 live at the Deep Blues Fest 2008. This is a limited edition colored vinyl variant. Another reissue campaign going on. Let's see. Scorpions, Virgin Killer, remastered from the original tapes on 180 gram heavyweight vinyl in a soft touch sleeve. Not the original cover, of course. Oh man, I would have shown this up a little sooner had I realized it was in here. This is the McCoy Tyner, the Montreux years. This is the finest from the legendary 3 concerts. Rare and previously unreleased. Who's this on? So 2-disc McCoy Tyner from, what is this, 86, 81, and 2009. Very cool. That's quite a spread. From the Claude Knobs private collection. Some more Scorpions. Fly to the Rainbow. Swans, The Beggar. We've got M. Ward, Supernatural Thing. This is a limited edition colored vinyl variant. Eco Mix is what the barcode says for color. The Many Faces of James Brown. This is a journey through the inner world of James Brown. One of my absolute all-time favorite, double LP. And this is interesting. So this is like JB stuff, soul stuff, or like solo stuff, live stuff, and stuff he was maybe sampled on. Kind of looks like what side D is. That's a pretty cool comp. Cinderella, Night Songs. This is a Friday Music release. I'm guessing this is probably a color variant, but check the website. This is a good record. Should have had this for years. I've had to import this record at almost 2.5 times the cost of what it is now for years. But it is finally back in print in the US for a... Oh, nope, never mind. This is the import. Actually, this is cheaper than it has been. I was almost positive they did a US pressing of this. What the hell? I got to look into this. What's going on here? Get the Smith stuffs back in print, guys, in the US for reasonable money. Same thing with the Depeche Mode. I was having to import that for years. Cure, Depeche Mode, the Smiths. Not cheap. Scorpions, Taken by Force. This says it's colored vinyl in a soft touch sleeve. Motorhead, We Play Rock and Roll live at the Montreux Jazz Festival 2007. Actually, though, I mean, that's not the cheapest record, that's Smith's, but I want to say the imports were getting more money than that is, although that's an import. I don't know, maybe I just got a cheaper priced import. I don't know what's going on there. The Flaming Lips, Hypnotist. This is from the 20th anniversary box set. We've got some more. Ryuichi Sakamoto, This is 12. Interesting, his last record was all about, you know, we don't have any shrink wrap on this, but the other album he's got coming out the same week does. Okay, Fear Factory, Reindustrialized. This is silver vinyl, limited to 4,000. This is the Ghostface Killer. The Ghost Files. This is on double bronze / red splatter vinyl. It's an interesting cover. All right, almost done, almost done. We've got the Avett Brothers, Emotionalism. This is an RSD essential title. You can only get these at stores that participate in Record Store Day. This is sea glass vinyl. Cool looking cover. You know, I like the, it's like a foil spot gloss type of thing going on there. Some more Scorpions reissues. The Tokyo tapes, colored vinyl as well, in a soft touch sleeve. In Trance. We've got the Monkees' Greatest Hits. Just a standard reissue, but man, on Rhino, it's like this is a must-have in the store. People getting into vinyl, they love Greatest Hits. You know, if you got no records, you just got a turntable, you want the most amount of music possible, everybody that's getting into vinyl buys the Greatest Hits. My third King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard of the week on glow-in-the-dark green vinyl. This is live at the Red Rocks. I'm guessing maybe this is a variant of the one I just got. Kelly Clarkson's new album, Chemistry. Death Cab for Cutie, the photo album, black vinyl. And very, very last is Portugal the Man. Chris Black, Changed My Life. This is a limited edition clear vinyl variant. All right, guys, you've probably seen the Whatnot video, but we've got a massive Whatnot video coming up this Sunday, live stream auction. If you want to know about that, see the previous video before this, put it out a couple days ago. I preview everything that is coming out on that Whatnot auction. It's going to be a marathon. It's probably going to be a 6 to 8 hour live auction. It's also going to be simulcast to YouTube, so if you don't have a Whatnot account, you just want to watch, you can watch me and Angel do the auction. If you want to participate in the auction, click the link below. It'll take you right to it. You get $15 off your first purchase if you never had a Whatnot account before by using that link below. The rest of the stuff can be purchased online at theingroove.com. Until next time, believe it or not, Mike isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep.